All doing well. Welcome to this evening session at the Leadership Mind School. How are you all doing? Quickly drop in the comment section. If you're here live, let's know where you're streaming from. Thank you everyone for keeping faith with us at the Leadership Mind School. We cherish your commitment. We appreciate your consistency and your love towards this platform. All right. Let's see who is in the first in the house. Okay. Quickly. Quickly send the invite to your friends, to your communities, to everyone within your network, and ensure that someone is here today because of you. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Today's setting is quite different, quite unique. Bisola Afolabi, you are welcome. Sikid, you are welcome. Thank you everyone for joining this live session this evening. All right. So let's take a moment to quickly invite our friends, invite every member of your community. Bisola, you are welcome on Facebook. So let's see our guest on YouTube. If you are there on YouTube, quickly drop in the comment section. Let's see where you're streaming from. Nebil Lisa, you are welcome. All right. How's your weekend been? Afolabi, you are also welcome. Elizabeth on TikTok, you are welcome. Favor, you are welcome. Thank you everyone for joining this very, very special session from the Leadership Mind School. This evening session is going to be very, very interesting, yet also very impactful, as we shall be dealing with yet another very sensitive subject that pertains to leadership and humanity in general. So if you're just joining us, I can see some presence on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. So just do me the pleasure of just letting me know the location where you are streaming from. It's very, very, very important for the rest of our viewers and our team. Mrs. Naomi Ayo Eja, you are mostly welcome. Baba, you are welcome. Great. Arise, Michael Godfrey. Okay, Arise, Michael Godfrey. Mr. Arise is a trainer and an educational consultant. He designs and provide professional development training for schools, students, and teachers. He's streaming from Kefi. Okay, Arise, yes, I remember you were here a few weeks ago. Please do check out our website and our email. You could drop me a mail at info@zoelms.org. So we could structure things to do together. So thank you, because I love the way you gave out your introduction here. So the Leadership Mind School is actually an educational platform specifically tailored for leaders to bridge the gap of leadership within our nations and our communities. So we all know, no matter what you know, if you have the wrong leaders in place, you will be limited, as is the case in most of the third world nations, Nigeria, Africa, and several other nations. So for tonight, we're streaming from our YouTube channel, Facebook, and TikTok. I understand very well that this model of teaching is, oftentimes people don't value what they don't pay for. So the only payment you have to make on this platform at this moment is your time, which is very essential, and also your data. So I commend you all that have been very consistent on this platform, and will believe that through this platform, we've been shaping minds, we've been transforming lives, and we hope to keep doing that. And as we are getting set to get our EU certifications to enable the Leadership Mind School become a leadership certification center. Okay, so today's teaching is titled Crisis Leadership. Crisis leadership. Leading when everything is uncertain. We live in a world of uncertainty. I'm sure you agree with me that our world today, we are faced with diverse uncertainties. People don't know what to expect. People are not sure of what tomorrow holds. As a matter of fact, there is confusion in most places. And this is the place where teachers need to step up. Because if we are here today in the situation we are facing, the nations are facing, it's obvious something is either wrong with where we are coming from. And when something is wrong, what does that mean? That thing needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. So crisis is almost normal. Crisis from the beginning of the creation of the world, depending on, irrespective of the religion you profess or you practice, from the very beginning, crisis had evolved over time, right from the beginning. So there is nothing new that humanity will face today that is just new or peculiar to our time. So the true test of leadership is not how you lead when everything is working. It is how we lead when things are falling apart. Communities are falling apart. Families are falling apart. Nations are falling apart. This is the time. This is the season when true leaders needs to rise up, needs to step up, must stand out of the crowd. At the Leadership Mind School, it's an established norm. It's an established norm that leadership is not just positional. Leadership is not by title. Leadership is responsibility. Leadership is responsibility. So crisis situations calls for high impact responsibility from parties involved in the crisis. In today's teaching, The key objectives we shall be considering, which every participant here should take home at the end of this session, is one, to learn how great leaders think and act under pressure. To learn how great leaders is to empower you to how they think, because your thought process, in fact, you cannot do better than the quality of your thinking process, of your thought process. So one is to understand first, rather, the true nature of crisis leadership, because understanding is what defines everything. When parties have different understanding, then resolution becomes difficult. But when parties to a conflict have similar or close understanding, then resolution will be easily achievable. So it's to learn how great leaders think and how they act under pressure. You see the sequence: understanding, thinking, and action. Because understanding is what feeds your mind. What is in your mind is what gives birth to your actions. That's why even the scripture said that as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is, so he or she manifests. The third objective is to develop the emotional and strategic capacity to lead through uncertainty. Please listen. As a leader, you must settle it in your heart that there will certainly be moments, seasons of uncertainty. So it's not if, it's about when. And when such times comes, what next? What's your action? Okay, my TikTok family, thank you for all the likes. TikTok, you are doing very, very well up there. Kudos to you guys. Thank you. So now, this is it. Crisis, organizational crisis, family crisis, individual crisis is not a subject of if, but it's a subject of when. Please take note of this very well. Because you see, when you expect a visitor, when you're expecting a visitor into your home, into your organization, you are well prepared to receive that visitor. So, as leaders, crisis should be seen as a visitor, because no visitor except those funny visitors that will come in the name of visiting, and suddenly they turn the place to their place of abode. I'm sure some of us that you might have had such experience. Someone says, I'm coming to visit. From visit, the person is refusing to go. So when you have this understanding, you should know that no crisis situation will remain permanently. It's for a season. It's periodic. So also the fourth objective we shall be considering is that you must discover the practical principles of making sound success decisions during difficult times. Robert Schuller said, tough times don't last, but tough people do. So My TikTok family, you are doing amazingly well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, every one of you. So tough, no tough situation. Just reflect on this, please. In your journey of life. Pastor Rufus, thank you from Italy. Thank you. I can see you on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Please let's share this session. Trisha, I can see you. Oluchi on Facebook. Uh, Oluchi is here. Ufan, Monday, David, Bisola. Thank you, everyone. Lydia, thank you, everyone. So please let's keep the comment flying in. Let's keep the comment coming in. Doreen, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Okay. All right. So now we must understand that. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you. So now we must understand that no situation lasts forever. So we the same for crisis mood. So no crisis situation remains forever. Everything is for a time and is for a season. Now listen to this, please. Anyone can lead when things are good. Anyone can lead when everything is okay. Anyone can inspire people. Thank you, Pastor Rufus on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, anyone can inspire people when everything is okay. But listen, history does not remember leaders for peaceful seasons. History does not remember those who lead in times of peace. History often remembers those who stood firm in uncertain times. It's easy to be comfortable when the ship is sailing well. But when there is turbulence, when there is a turbulence, it is only leaders, true leaders, that can weather the storm in the midst of the chaos. In the midst of the chaos. I hope I'm getting this swipe left to close. Okay. The TikTok, don't stress me today. Oh. I hope you are. Just behave yourself today. Eh? All right. All my TikTok, I think all manner of guidelines. I hope the TikTok friends, you can see me well here. Just a moment. Let's see what's going on this TikTok page. All right. Just a moment. Let me see the TikTok. Okay. I'm getting some reviews on the TikTok. Okay. I hope this gets fixed quick. Unstable connection. All right. Let's continue. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Andrew Omoregie, Chioma, you're on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope those on TikTok, you are still following the session. I think just a little settings change on the TikTok. Thank you very much. So, like I said earlier, history does not pay so much attention to those who led or who lead when things are calm, peaceful, stable. But history never forgets those who lead in uncertain times. Today, the world can never forget Nelson Mandela. As a matter of fact, he's being remembered now. I'm sure most of you might have said that if Nelson Mandela were to be alive, what's going on in South Africa today would never have happened, right? I'm sure most of you might have thought through that. So that's how the best example for leaders to lead. Yes, Choma said his legacy still lives, and it will live virtually almost forever. Listen, every day of our lives, we have the opportunity to choose how we live. We are faced with opportunity to choose how we stand out in the midst or in crisis mode. This is why your greatest leadership opportunity, our greatest leadership opportunity, always comes in disguise as our greatest crisis. Virtually all my life, I've been so as far back as I can remember myself. I've been involved in solving problems. Problems. Those who genuinely involve in resolving crisis, those are genuine leaders. If you are involved in things cannot that does not bring immediate financial or material reward, but brings solution to those around you and your community, that's one of the clearest indication of your leadership qualities. This is why today we are not here to learn how to avoid crisis. No, because crisis can never be avoided. We cannot avoid. As a matter of fact, if you want to avoid crisis, that means you want to avoid leadership. You see, most times when people are selected to lead, because I don't want to lead, though, I don't want problem. I don't want problem. It is the problems you avoid today that denies you your placement in leadership tomorrow. You don't, few weeks ago, we discussed about having difficult conversations. I'm sure some of you can recall that because most leaders shy away, most people shy away, run away from engaging in difficult conversations. As a matter of fact, the more difficult the conversations you engage in, the higher your rating in leadership. The more difficult the conversations you engage in, the higher your ranking in leadership. Leadership is not positional. Leadership is not mouth making. Yes, Chioma, a leader is a practical solution provider, always looking for a problem to solve. Look around you. All the great leaders before us and in contemporary times, they are all solution providers. They solved one problem or the other. I want you to, I'm throwing this question to everyone, and I want us to respond to this question very, very smartly. Please listen. When everything around you becomes uncertain, when everything around you becomes unclear, what becomes your greatest source of stability? When you are in a situation, you are in an office, you are in a relationship, when things are uncertain, when you are in the crisis mode, what becomes your source of stability? Please let me see your comments in the comment section. I know most of us have been there before. We've been around this before. So quickly, please drop in the comment section. I want to read your comments. Let's see your comments. Okay. Glosy on TikTok. Thank you. Elizabeth, I can see you. Dawn Ehosa, I can see you there. Mrs. Naomi, Ayo Eja, Tracy Light, Joyce Baby, Happy, Osayomori, Mommy Sal, Ekene, Vivian, Pastor Mrs. Fai, Good Luck Desmond, Winnie on TikTok, Facebook, Ogechi, Ancient, Tablet, Lydia Co, God's Power, Eminence, Shedrack. Amazing, 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 amazing views. Amazing views. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I think the TikTok center is Facebook. How many of you? I let me Doreen, where are your people? Chioma, okay, you are on YouTube today. Very good. Chioma is on YouTube. Doreen is on the Facebook. Okay, good, 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 good. Not like our own leader. So wonderful. So listen, please. Crisis. I don't want you to forget this. I want us to settle this in our hearts. When you are in an organization, when in fact, if you are in a place where there are no crisis, it's a signal to a leadership, another level of leadership challenge. Because crisis refines us. Crisis reveals us. I hope you got that. So when everything around you seems okay. Okay, Dorian, they go party. Okay, thank you. All right, they will join up. They will join up. Thank you. So calm is contagious. Calm is contagious when leaders panic. When leaders panic, the people also panics. The people also panic. That's why leaders must remain composed. Leaders must maintain focus. Leaders are traders of hope. Leaders are traders of hope. Someone said to me yesterday, we're in a meeting fixing or discussing some crisis situations in an organization. And he said, Doctor, you are just, in fact, it was almost a hopeless case. You know, some elderly persons behaving like children, and shying away from. You see, virtually most of the things I teach, they are from daily experience. They are from practical life, practical teach experiences of life. So he said, Sonny Baba, I think you are here. He said, you are always just hopeful. You are always giving hope. You are always giving hope. Then I laughed. I said, because I can see hope. I said, look, this phase will pass and the ship will sail. Because when leaders becomes hopeless, what then remains of the followers? Not fake hope, not hope that is dismissing reality. No. Acknowledge the reality, but inspire hope. Because hope is what you cannot see, but the effect cannot be denied. I hope you got that. Okay. Usman, I can see you. Someone drew my attention. Miracle, I can see you. Everyone, the house is buzzing now. Doreen, I think you have called them back from the party they went to earlier. Okay, so now understanding crisis leadership. What is a crisis first? I always like to define terms because what you don't define, you may not really understand. You know, there's this thing about words. People think they know what they don't know. There is a great level of assumption in the body of knowledge. There is a great level of assumption. For instance, some time ago, not too long, we're having an engagement with someone, and I told him, sir, you are being biased. And he said, no, I have offended him. You know, in this part of the world, or in our part of the world there, when you speak truth to power, it's easily misunderstood, intentionally so. So you can be emotionally blackmailed, so that you can be called and tagged. So, but in any case, please always speak your truths. I said earlier in the day that we have three types of truths in every crisis situation: your truth, my truth, and the truth. The truth can be very hurtful, can be very painful, can be very touching, but that lies the solution. That is where the key is. Because your truth might be subjective. My truth might be equally subjective. But the truth, why? We cannot do anything against the truth, but for the truth. The truth is sacred. Truth cannot be changed. So, a crisis is an unexpected event. Listen, please, to this definition. At the Leadership Mind School, we define crisis as an unexpected event. Just like the thief that comes in the night to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Nobody expects to transit out of this world. Nobody expects, thieves to break into their property. Nobody expects to face destruction. So a crisis is an unexpected event that threatens people. Threatens, because crisis is there to take from you, to destroy you, or to do something. Threatens people, threatens systems, threatens organizations, threatens finances, threatens missions, and demands decisive leadership action. Usman, good to see you too. So it demands decisive leadership action. Please listen. A crisis may be personal, because you see why understanding is so key. That's why even the scripture everywhere keeps talking about understanding in everything. Make sure you get understand, because if you lack understanding, you will be easily manipulated. Why is it that African nations and most of the third world nations are intentionally impoverishing the people? Why is it that education that most of the leaders got for free is almost no longer available? Where it is available, it is expensive. Why? because the people must not know what they should know. So, crisis may be personal, it may be organizational, it may be communal, it may be community based. A crisis may be religious based. A crisis may be national based. A crisis may be global based. For example, for instance, COVID-19 was a global crisis, affected every part of the world. The Boko Haram insurgency is a national crisis, though threatening to go become a regional one, and even has the potential to become global. So also, when you begin to turn personal crisis into organizational crisis, then leadership failure is evident. Please listen to this very well. When people, the individuals, begin to bring personal crisis to turn it into a community crisis, then there is a dysfunction. People must be able to understand and define clearly. Look, can you just imagine in our world today, people just inherit other person's enemies? Are you familiar with this? Please, I want to get your comment on this in the comment section. People just out of nothing, because A is not in good terms or is having a crisis mode with B, A suddenly becomes an enemy. Lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. A and B are having personal crisis. Then they bring it into to disrupt the organization, or they bring it to disrupt the peace of the community, because A or B has a level of influence. So leaders must be able to define, to discern, to separate this. What kind of crisis is this? Please listen. Leaders, leaders must understand that crises are not to be avoided, they are to be confronted. Leaders must understand that crises are not to be avoided, they are to be confronted. Because the crisis you avoid today may become your nightmare tomorrow. Please listen again. You see, crises have different dimensions. Like most cases, most things in life, a crisis could either be personal, could be organizational, can be community based, can be national based, and can be global based. If you go to check the United Nations policy, there is a way they rate health basis crisis. Like we saw how COVID-19 was rated. It was a global pandemic. It's not the same way they rate Ebola. It's not the same way. So when leaders begin to intentionally mix it up, begin to emotionally mix it, turning a personal crisis into a national one, turning it in, that is why we don't have institutions. That is the, oh my God. You see, you can't give what you don't have. And that's the reason why more people must get into the leadership space. A says it doesn't concern me. B say no be my problem. The other one say leave them. At the end, one leadership decision affects everybody. Affects everybody. So we must understand that crisis does not create leaders. No, crisis does not create leaders. Crisis only reveals leaders. You see, sometimes I kind of like crisis. I love it because crisis is the revealer of character. Crisis is the revealer of character. I told someone earlier today, I said, some things that are happening around me, I'm grateful to God that they are happening. And they are happening at this stage. Because what if you had gone far with the same set of people and it's now later revealed, it may become too late to even turn back. So I don't know the crisis you are involved in today, because I believe most of us are involved or in the midst or aware of one crisis situation around us, either on a personal background, in your organization, within your sub-region, within your nation, and who knows, at the global level. I believe and expect that this session will better equip you to confront, to face off the situation, because crisis unresolved. You see, I beg people to resolve crisis early enough. You know, when you are reaching out for crisis to be resolved, people take it for weakness. People take, what people should count for strength is what people count for weakness. That's the world we live in today. So leaders must understand that there are certain characteristics of a crisis leader. Number one characteristic of a crisis leader is that they stay calm in the midst of the storm. Because crisis is like a storm. They stay calm. It's not easy to be calm in a crisis mode. No, but they stay calm. Your calmness can even be interpreted for cowardice. No, but stay calm in any case. They communicate clearly. They are able. I'm talking now about the characteristics of crisis leadership. Crisis leadership. They are willing to communicate openly and clearly about the crisis. Meaning, they don't hide under some funny stories. Either they are too big, they are too small. Listen, in life, you pray. Sometimes one of my mentors said, no, you don't pray that you don't have problems. No, don't pray. He said it's not a good prayer. He said, pray that you will not have the problem that will consume you. Because no one grows without solving a problem. Before you left primary school to secondary school, we were confronted with problems now, right? So I remember 1995, I was privileged to have the second highest result in Nigeria in my common entrance result back then. It was a big problem. I was not sleeping. So later, you wrote from primary school, you solved the problem to get to secondary school, right? You solved the problem from secondary school in the name of WAEC. or NECO, as the case may be. Okay, WASC, before you could enter the higher institution. Okay, for those of us in Nigeria, before you even enter higher institution with your WAEC, they still brought up something that will jam you. I'm sure it jammed many people. There is no way we can avoid that. Thank you, Bukola. So they brought another problem. There was already a problem. Oh. Then they brought another problem to jam people. So people that passed that problem had to jam the jam before they could move forward. So problems. So we must understand that one, you must stay calm. Sincerely, I've been there. It's not easy to be calm in the midst of a crisis because people will give it different interpretations, especially when you are dealing with people with high ego, people, proud people. So your calmness will be misinterpreted. Secondly, always learn to communicate clearly and openly. You see, everything bad thrives on secrecy. Everything evil thrives on secrecy. Everything bad, everything wrong thrives on secrecy. So learn to communicate openly because I'm sure you can relate. Yes. So everything, think about it. Everything, most things. Okay, let me not use, I don't like using blanket statements because I believe strongly that everything we say or do has different perspectives to it. So we must train people's mind to be contextual when they are dealing with issues. So learn to communicate. Those who are telling you don't talk, oftentimes they are the architects of your enemy. They are the architects of your problem. They will tell you when you are supposed to speak, they will say don't speak, but they are speaking behind you. They come as peacemakers. Don't talk, oh, if you talk now, this problem will escalate. But they are saying, they are writing volumes, they are speaking volumes behind you. So speak your truth and speak the truth at all times. Listen, the third characteristic is they make timely decisions. Crisis leaders knows when to speak and when not to speak. They know what to do per time. And also, they inspire confidence in the midst of the crisis. They inspire confidence in the midst of the crisis because leadership is all about decisions making, primarily about decision making and timely, because you can make the right decision at the wrong time. Timing is key to life. Timing is key in relationship. Timing is key in leadership. The last characteristics of a crisis leader is that they protect people. Listen, they protect people before protecting their image. Anyone who is more interested in his image more than the people around it is not yet, can't be said to be a crisis leader. So we must understand these facts that crisis leader must be the one that seeks to protect people, protects your team. You don't put people under the bus at the slightest opportunity you have. Listen, pressure does not build character. No. Pressure is good for character formulation, but it does not build character. Pressure only reveals the character that already exists. I've been privileged to conduct several interviews for different organizations before, and people will just tell you one question that if you have been confronted with recruiters before, they will say, or even in your CV, most of you, I'm sure you have it on your CV now, say ability to work under pressure. Ability to work under pressure. And when I'm interviewing them, and they are already tensed, even in the midst of the interview, you know, they are already tensed in the midst of the interview. So, and subsequently after that time, when I go check them out at their places of work, I I see people that are unable to withstand the least pressure. So you can't again give what you don't have. So take time to build character. Take time to build character. And character formulation is about principles. While preparing for this section earlier in the day and also having a conversation with a mentee, he was talking about what's this word again? So he was talking about conviction. And I said, that's related with principles. In our world today, very few people can be said to have principles. If you don't live with a principle, you will live for nothing. Please take note of this. If you don't live with principle, you will live for nothing. Meaning, with you, anything and everything goes. People will walk in and walk out of your life. People will dump things on you. If you don't live with on principles, you will live for nothing. So we shall be going deep into what I've titled now 5 principles. Just 5 principles of leading during crisis. Please listen again. You need to, your principles are your principles are the pillars in which your leadership, your life will stand upon. Your principles, the principles you have. And please, where you know clearly your principles, don't allow anyone to just tamper on them. Because whoever tramples upon your principles has trampled upon you. So, number one principle you must have is the ability to stay calm before you act. Don't act impulsively. Don't, no matter the pain, no matter the crisis, people borrow emotional stability from their leaders. A few months ago, I taught on the subject emotional intelligence. Please try go back and check that teaching on our YouTube channel. Emotional intelligence in leadership. People will not follow you for just what you have to give. Those who follow you for what you have to give, the moment you don't have to give, you will lose them because you were keeping them because of what you have to give. And that's the reason why I don't encourage people, I don't entice followers. I only attract followers. Leaders don't entice followers. True leaders attract followers. The followers you entice today, you will lose them tomorrow. But the followers that are naturally attracted to you, they will stay with you in times, in good times and in bad times. So stay calm before you act. Please never make major decisions from fear. Never make Don't allow your decisions to be inspired by fear. Those who take decisions out of fear, in most cases, they end up living to regret such decisions. Listen to this, please. As a man and a person of faith, my Bible is very clear. The phrase fear not appeared in scriptures, depending on the translation now, between 71 times to 100 times. Fear not. So whenever a book or a book of faith emphasizes on something repeatedly, it's not out of lack of word to use. It shows the importance that, look, please pay attention here. You need to pay attention. Fear not. Most people fail not out of the crisis, but out of the fear of the crisis. Please listen, let me take this again. Most people fail, most people fall, not really from the crisis, but from the fear of the crisis. Because if you don't fail, you cannot fall. No, sorry. If you don't fear, you cannot fall. If you don't fear, you cannot fall. And this is why, as an expert in strategy, I can tell you this for free. One of the strategies of an enemy or an opposition, either spiritual, physical, political, or otherwise, first is to send fear into the camp of the enemy or the opposition. That's why you see, even in boxing, those of you that watch boxing or wrestling, you will see the opponent will be talking tough. Even somebody that cannot lift the other person up. I will finish you today. I will do this today. Why? Trying to send fear. Remember, please, if you don't fear, you cannot fall. Most people have fallen because of fear, not because of the crisis, not because of the situation. Second principle I want you to take home today is the principle of always facing reality. You see, I can tell you for free that things are not always as they seem. Things don't always appear the way you see them. This is not to say you should deny fact. No, please don't deny fact, but face reality. Hope. Why you must face reality is that hope without truth becomes deception. Hope without truth becomes deception. There is what they call false hope. There is real hope. But the hope I'm telling you today as a principle is the hope that is standing on the truth. Thank you, Chidima. Thank you. On the truth. You must learn to face reality. What is my reality? While you are hoping, but please, you need to know the fact that you are hoping upon. That is why, again, he said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge of the truth. Knowledge of the truth. A few days ago, someone posted something, in our world today, very funny word. Thank you, Esther. Thank you. Very funny word. People, you are in groups, people want to talk to you indirectly, want to talk, they will bring in religious messages and they will bring in sermons, just to emotionalize reality. Listen, Your emotions cannot cancel your reality. Your emotions cannot. That's why, again, I'm saying it, that you cannot do anything against the truth, but for the truth. When I see men seeing the truth, you see, we are all part of the problem. That I can say this for free, because forget about yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Today is new. Tomorrow is coming. Start from now. Just make a decision that no matter how it is, I will stand with the truth. Even if the truth will hurt me, at least can only hurt my ego, hurt my outward being, but my conscience will be free that I said the truth, that I told the truth. Your emotions, my emotion, it has happened. It's because we are not alive to these realities. No matter the height, no matter the thickness of your emotion, it can never cancel your reality. That's why people have entered into destructive relationships. Reality is telling you that this relationship is bad, but people are telling you, you are getting old now, you need to do this, you need to do that. People are telling you you cannot leave this person, as if you are tired. No, 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 no. Please, someone should please drop it in the comment section on the YouTube and everything. Your emotion, don't let your emotion betray your reality, because so many have even lost their life because of these simple truths. That, you see, at the end of the day, we all we will take personal responsibility for our lives. TikTok, what's going on? Just a moment. Let me check this TikTok. What are you guys doing? Are we good? Okay, good. TikTok is back. So at the end of the day, everyone will be accountable to himself and to your creator. So why betray yourself today because of what you were told? As a matter of fact, people know the truth, but they choose to listen and take the lie. These are the realities of our world. Number three, the third principles I want you to understand is communicate frequently. Please communicate frequently. You know why? Silence. Oh my God. Silence creates and spreads rumors. Silence. You see, that's why I love saying this from my early days in school. I said, no, everything is in different perspectives. Sometimes we grew up knowing silence is golden, silence is the best answer to a fool. Not fool anywhere. Oh. You will end up being the fool when you allow people to tell your story in a false manner, in a manipulated way. We are in the media age, the media world. Leaders of nations are investing heavily in media. The battlefield is going on in the media space. Please tell your story. You don't need to be perfect. Just tell it anyway. Put it out there. For instance, thank you all for coming for this live session. But even if no one were to be here today, someone will watch it tomorrow because it's already out there. Am I correct? Because it's already out there. Tell your story. Silence in the face of falsehood is like fuel to spreading it. Don't let anyone deceive you. Be quiet. Don't talk. This one, you will be hanged before you were judged. People deserve honest information. They deserve honest updates. They deserve timely information from their leaders. Please note again, communicate frequently. I'm saying it again. We grew up knowing that silence is the best answer for a fool. How many of you heard that? But now, silence is for the fools. Yes, there is a time for everything under the earth. There's a time to speak. There's a time to be quiet. There is a time to talk. When it is time to talk, you are quiet. Those telling you, the funniest part of this is those telling you to be quiet, don't talk, they are saying several things behind you, even worse things, even against you. Please, if you have a story to tell, please tell it. Tell your story. Few days ago, I was speaking with someone, and the person was attempting to tell my own story. In fact, he was telling me this was how it happened. This was how it happened. So, so ignorantly confident. Did you hear that? So ignorantly confident. Telling my own story to me when I said, no, Oga, this is how it happened. He said, no, this is how it was told. What a height of, of, I mean, you know what I mean? So tell your story. Don't let anyone, don't let any system gag you. Don't let anyone silence you. If you have a story to tell, tell it. Your story might just be the next big story, might just be the one the world is waiting to hear. Your story might just be a bestseller. So tell your story. Number 4, please decide. Where are my YouTube people? Only the Facebook is where I want to get more comments from TikTok and the YouTube. Yes, Bukola, you are here. You are doing very, very well, amazingly well. I think I need to create those commenting most on these live sessions, and also those whose comments have been very, very interesting and impactful. I'm feeling your comments and I'm appreciating them. I just want us to flow. I will in due course call out participants in all our platforms. Like I said earlier, we are on streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Please share the live session, tag your friends, invite someone. uh, Onwa Sinachi, you are welcome. So tag someone and get someone. God will do it. Thank you on TikTok. So let's keep filling your comments. It helps the energy in the room. So the 4th principle I want us to take note of is decide with available and verifiable information. When conflicts, you see, we are not preparing we are not preparing ourselves to avoid crisis. No, because we have agreed from the beginning of this teaching that crises are inevitable to leadership growth. So we are now preparing how to manage crisis. So decide with available and verifiable information. Don't just go into crisis discussion with unverifiable facts. That's why when I said communicate, you don't communicate falsehood because it will boomerang on you. So waiting for perfect time, everything to go well before taking a decision in crisis can lead to more destruction. Why? Progress. Progress will always beat paralysis. Never wait for the perfect time to take a decision. Always take decisions when you have available and verifiable information. Okay, we want to call you dey inside car. Okay, so I hope everybody in that car, they are with us. Thank you very much. So the fifth principle is keep the mission visible. Leadership is a mission. Relationships are missions. Please never allow temporary problems. Avoid allowing it to destroy long-term purpose. That's why, as a leader, you must always give room. You must be open to discussions. You must be open to resolutions. Because every crisis, remember earlier I illustrated a crisis mode, like I gave the illustration of a visitor who came into your house. At least he or she just came to visit and to leave back. So be mission oriented when dealing with crisis. Don't allow crisis to derail your long-term vision. Those who easily allow crisis to derail their long-term purpose, in all probability, never had a plan, never had a long-term vision before. Because if you actually do, you will do everything to resolve the crisis. Because crises are not meant to be destructive, but they are meant to be disruptive. Please, I will take this again. Crises are not meant to be destructive. That is finished, scatter. But they are meant to be disruptive. That is to scale up things. Amen to all the prayers on Facebook. I think those on Facebook are praying more than those on TikTok, and they are commenting more than those on TikTok, and they are commenting more than those on YouTube. Okay, thank you anyway, everyone. Thank you and for sharing the live. We'll be wrapping up very closely. So listen to this, please. A leader who loses direction during crisis gives people nowhere to follow. You see, when you are called a leader, someone said, was it Napoleon Bonaparte? Someone said that before you became a leader, it was about you. But the moment you become a leader, it's now about the people. So a leader does not take decision for he or herself. A leader takes decision for those under his or her followership. So we must understand this fact that a leader who loses direction during crisis. Thank you, Doreen, for putting that in the comment section. I love that. I will take that back. They are not meant to be crises are not meant to be destructive, yes, but are meant to be disruptive. Please, Doreen, write that and drop it on my WhatsApp. I will need to get that back. So that is it. So we must understand that crisis should not derail our vision. Rather, they should strengthen them. If we ever had a vision, if we genuinely had a vision in the first place, when I see people running out, in fact, wow, this message is so timely because I'm in the midst of dealing with several crises at the moment. And I see people running away from crisis instead of coming to discuss it. And I said to somebody, no matter how wrong or how terrible your tenant is, please, I want everybody to respond to this. So everybody, I want to know who is active now. Will a landlord run away from a tenant? You built the house and you have a troubled tenant. I know some tenants can be very troublesome. So, but will you, as a landlord or landlady, leave your house for the tenant because it's troubling you? I want a response to this now, 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 now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, will you run, leave your property for the tenant because you have crisis? Will you do that? I'm sure the answer is clearly no, right? So let's proceed. Now, listen. In this session, we'll be dealing with leadership behaviors. Leadership behaviors. Never, Bukola said never. I trust Bukola would be the first to respond. Thank you. We died there together. Thank you. So that is it. So when people easily run away, when people easily run away from an organization in crisis, it's certain that their intention for the organization ab initio was not what it was meant to be. Do you get that? So that is it. So leadership behaviors that build confidence. Leaders need confidence to excel because leadership is responsibility. And this is why great leaders do the following things. Please listen. Number one, they listen before reacting. A great leader is a great listener. You must listen. You must learn the habits. Leadership behaviors should be able to solve and manage crisis. Thank you, Adaogo. So the listen before reacting. Great leaders speak hope without denying reality. Without denying reality. Within the week, I almost froze. In fact, I almost lost myself when I saw one of our great faith leaders said that the president is trying, is doing his best, or should he go and wear khaki and go? That comment offed me. That comment, in fact, broke me for the moment, because while you must give hope, but you cannot deny the reality where children as young as 3 years are under captivity. Then we have leaders of faith, government leaders still speaking callously, where teachers are under captivity. People are still partying, people are still doing all manner of things. Leaders? No. So speak hope. Everyone needs hope. As a matter of fact, the day you lose hope, that's the day you are gone. But let leaders stop denying reality. Thirdly, great leaders must accept responsibility. What we have these days, we have leaders passing the buck, denying. They want to take the glory, but they don't want to take the responsibility. So we must understand that these are leadership behaviors that help leaders build confidence. If you have all this embedded in you, you will do well as a leader, even in crisis. Thank you. Thank you, Bukola. Hope is like having faith. Faith is hope. Hope is faith. But you can't deny it. Yes, Adaogo say you cannot deny reality. Accept responsibility. That is it. So we must understand that listen, there is the framework that we'll be closing with in this session. And that framework, please, I don't want you to miss it for anything, because it's a practical framework to dealing with crisis. And the assignment we'll be having is that by next week, Everyone will return back because I know for sure everyone, or if you are very lucky, that everyone has one level of crisis around us. Me, I do. We all do. So the calm model will be taught for us to go and practicalize it. This is why we must understand that leadership behavior that build confidence, the last one is that leaders protect their teams. The leader that protects his or her team is the leader that walks in confidence, because the one you protect today is the one that will protect you tomorrow. The one you defend today is the one that will defend you tomorrow. The one you seek to destroy today, and God help you, he escape, is the one that will destroy you tomorrow. These are natural laws of life and leadership that we all must understand. And leadership behaviors ensures that we learn quickly from every setback. We learn from every setback. Setback should not define us. It should be an avenue for us to even rise further in life. Setback. You see, recently I learned something and it taught me very, very much. Before now, I've not really seen the practicality of experience. You can't beat, and in fact, it's difficult to beat someone that is experienced. Experience, because you have done it before. When you are doing it again, that's why you see some organizations will never take you. We never employ somebody that is not experienced, because why? They will be needing to be teaching you from the beginning. Yesterday, I had an online interview for some persons and over the phone, and they were complete novice. Even me, in as much as I wanted to assist, but the extra pain, time that will be put in to giving them that preparation for that responsibility, because of the time factor in the world, nobody has time. So experience, every setback should be seen from the ground of experience. Please listen to this. The size of the crisis really determines the outcome. It is the quality of leadership that does. No crisis is too big that cannot be solved. No, but it is how leaders react, how leaders engages the situation that matters most, not the crisis, because no organization is immune to crisis. So crises are real. Crises are always bound to come our way. Now, this is the most exciting part of this teaching. And I want you please to hang in there for the next 5-10 minutes. We'll rush through it. This is what I've called practical crisis leadership framework. Practical crisis leadership framework, which is what we call the Leadership Mind School C.A.L.M model. C.A.L.M. 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 Listen, the C here stands for control your emotions. Control your emotions. Always learn to respond rather than react. People are intentional. Some people are intentional in crisis. They want to disrupt you. They want you to react. And if you are not careful in crisis, people will manipulate you. The crisis that you didn't initiate, you will now become the one to take the blame. The crisis you didn't initiate. In fact, you have no business starting it. But if you are not careful, the blame will be passed to you. That is why you must learn to control your emotions. Number two, you must assess the situation, assess the facts of the situation. Listen, please always learn to separate facts from emotions, from assumptions. People assume too many things. Recently, in fact, it's amazing. People want to tell you about you. Okay, Bukola, can someone tell you? Can I even tell you about you now? As I'm here, that I will be telling you something about you that is alien to you, and you will just take it. Or Doreen, can you? Is it possible? No matter what, I may have an idea of your person, but I can't tell you from A to Z what you did yesterday. I can't, except maybe some level of spiritual access. So assumption, people assume things too much in this age. And I tell you, assumption is the mother of frustration. Assumption is the mother of frustration. So assess the facts. And where the fact is against you, please quickly pull back. Don't fight. Quick, because you cannot do anything. Facts are truth. You cannot do anything. Yes, thank you, Bukola. Not at all. So people assume things. People assume too much. So the L part is lead with clarity. Be clear in your leadership, please. Be clear in your communication to people. Give people confidence through honest communication. I beg you, in a world where people are manipulative, people manipulate things, people don't care about the process. They are always only interested in the products. Don't, don't, don't lead with dishonesty. Don't communicate falsehood. Refuse the temptation. I tell you the truth, sometimes you will be tempted. Even when you are tempted, quickly retract yourself, retrace your step. When you exaggerate, so you see, except a mind that is already given as a reprobate mind, when you lie, there is a checker in your heart that tells you you've lied. When you exaggerate, there's something inside you that tells you are exaggerating. Pull it back. Like the teenagers, the younger ones will say, take it back, I take it back. And I think it's very helpful. When you say something to a young person, to this Gen Z, they say, no, take it back, I don't like it. As simple as that thing is, I see it very practical leadership. Some will say, hey, I take it back. Some will say, no, I won't take it back. Fight will just start. You see, crisis is exploding. The aim, thank you, Bukola. So the aim in the camp is move forward decisively. Please be decisive in your leadership. Don't be here, neither here or there. No, don't be lukewarm. Be decisive. Leaders are leaders for a reason. When you are called or chosen to lead, you are called or chosen to be decisive. So move forward. Take decisive action. Adjust to new information as they emerge. I was telling someone a few days back, I said, look, the difference between Dundee's and intellectual mind is an intellectual mind responds to new facts. But a Dundee will still be arguing upon a new fact, even in a law court. When a judge takes a decision on a previous fact. When he gets a superior fact, he changes his decision. So, please, in closing, note this. Leadership is not measured by how loud you speak during conversations. Leadership is not measured by how bold you speak, how eloquent you speak. As a matter of fact, leadership is not quantified in speeches. It's good to be eloquent. Don't get me wrong, please. It's good to be bold, but leadership can be measured by how steady you stand, how firm you stand during crisis. Listen, please. Your family, in our organizations, the place you work, in our communities, and even nations. This, your family, community, organization, and nation needs leaders who will remain calm under pressure. We need leaders who will think strategically, not just act anyhow. We need leaders, the world needs leaders who will never compromise. The world is needing leaders who will stand up and speak the truth. The world is in need of leaders that will inspire hope. Hope, hope. Please, my brothers and sisters, dear participants, will you and can you be that leader? Big question. Juliet, Joy, Bukola, Chioma, Doreen, Supreme, everyone, even if I'm not calling your name, Miracle, will you be that leader? That's the $1,000,000 question. Will you? Can you be that leader? Listen, a crisis, thank you, Ngozi. A crisis is not permission to abandon your principles. A crisis is not permission to abandon your principles. It is an opportunity to prove them. Crisis mode is the best mode for any principled leaders because your principles are your natural checkers. Strong leaders don't wait for the storm to pass. They learn to lead in the storm. I want to thank you. Oh, Bukola say, I cannot say until I get there. But I'm sure, Bukola, with what you've gotten today, will you want to be the leader? I want just answer in there. Just make, you see now, this is it. Be decisive. So Bukola, now be decisive. I want to get your decisive comments. Be decisive. Good luck, Usaritin. Thank you on TikTok. So every one of you, thank you. It's been yet an amazing time, amazing session with the leadership community. I want to thank every one of you, everyone without any exception, that you all have been amazing, for all the invites, for the shares, for all your comments. Please, let's keep sharing, inviting people to this amazing community. Tell your story. Do what you can. Contribute. Be part of those that are contributing to solutions, not part of those creating the problems. Same time next week, Saturday. Every Saturday, we are always live. 7 p.m. West African time, 8 p.m. Central European time. We look forward to having you all next week. God bless you. Thank you. And I want to get your response next week to the solution, the crisis you were able to solve or provide a solution to. Thank you. God bless you. And we love you all from the Leadership Mind School. Good night.